In 2020, Vicky's heart failed, and ever since she's been living with a VAD. And what Vicky needs is a heart transplant, but she can't get her name on the list because of COVID vaccine mandates, even though she has a legal exemption from the jab. Like, all power to you for having the spirit. You haven't had the COVID vaccine. You decided not to get it because of complications. All power to you for having the spirit. But does that prevent you in Victoria at the moment from getting life-saving surgery? Explain that to the audience.
That's right. The hospital stance at the moment is no jab, no heart.
But I do stand by the rules that the transplant physicians have made here.
So Nick, are doctors now deciding not to treat someone because of the chance of getting COVID-19 in a hospital? Are we stopping treating people now?
On the contrary, Carl.
I know there's a lot of greys in COVID-19, Carl, a lot of greys. You and I discussed them last week on this show, but this is black and white. Unfortunately, we have to try and convince people like Vicky and John. We've got to do our best to convince them, but if we fail, ultimately that means that the organ isn't transplanted.
I know that there's a risk from the COVID-19 vaccine. It's a very, very small risk. I know you've heard this before. If I was in your position, I'd receive it because I think it's the safest thing to do. And I know you don't agree with me, and I respect that decision. I don't envy your decision. I respect that decision.
Just as one COVID wave is over, another is about to begin.
Shut the fuck up, Sandy.
The US has shot down another unidentified object in North America. It was downed over Lake Huron on the US-Canadian border.
According to the Pentagon, it was octagonal in shape. I suppose it will come down to debris collection and analysis in terms of establishing exactly what is being dealt with. But in the meantime, the Department of Defense says it's ruling nothing out. Indeed, a US Air Force general was asked, could we be dealing with extraterrestrials? His answer was, I am ruling nothing out. The truth is out there.
Please, projectile weapon on the ground.
You can have my gun when you pry it from my cold dead fingers.
Your proposal is acceptable.
Could they have been a UFO? Let's see.